Okay, we have used something called as Autowired. Now we will see what is the use of Autowired. Okay. Okay, so here this is nothing but an object. Okay, before an object you're putting this annotation Autowired. And so this is to do repo, right? So usually, right, you usually put the object you want to auto-wire, right? You put this annotation called add component. Okay, so what happens is when your Spring application starts running, right? The Spring application, it creates a container. Okay, so when it is running, it creates a container. Okay, this container, it will have lot of objects. What objects it will have? For what are the classes or interface, right? This is an interface. Okay, basically you put add component before a class. Okay, so basically this is Mongo repo, right? This is Mongo repo. Before the Mongo repo, they would have put add component, not before the interface. Okay, I just put this for your understanding. So this Mongo repository, they would have put add component. So when you put add component, what happens is it will create an object in the Spring container. Now this will be, let's call this is Mongo repo. This Mongo repo repository object is created. Okay, it is created when the Spring application starts. So for what are the classes this object will be created in the Spring container? For what are the classes you have this add component annotation? For those classes you create an object in the Spring container. Okay, and this at auto wired, right? When you call at auto wired, what happens is this object will be injected by the framework into this variable. So this is what is called dependency injection. So this object is created when the Spring application starts, and this object is injected in this variable because of this object is created in the when the Spring application starts. It is injected in this variable because of this annotation. Okay, so when an object is created, right, you can also specify the scope. The scope can be, there are two scopes majorly used. Okay, the scope can be after the component, right? You can specify the scope like this. The scope can be so how to specify the scope? This is how you can specify the scope. It can be prototype or it can be singleton. Okay, when it is singleton, the object will be created when the Spring application starts. It will be created only once, and whenever you do auto wired, that particular object will be auto wired. When you give prototype, object will be created whenever you requested for that object. Whenever you did auto wired, right? Every time the object will be created in prototype. Okay, that is the difference between singleton and prototype. Okay, so this is the use of your auto wire annotation, which is used to basically assign the object from inject the object from the container class to this variable above which you put the auto wired annotation. Okay, and the object will be created in the container if you have the at component annotation before the class.